Hello, everyone. This is your boy Miles of Heart 305 here with another beautiful day with my stone cohort, my friend, my brother. Take it away.
Ho, 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 it's me, Gabriel. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome, everyone.
I like that French accent. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you hit us with that British one last week. So when I was like listened to all our podcasts. When I said this man hit me with that British London, I had to hit him with some French.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, bro. So just a little docket for everybody who watches every week. Gonna be a Dragon Ball Z podcast with one of our experts in our friend group. And Marquise is gonna be on here. Give him a round of applause.
Oh, Marquise.
Dragon Ball Z expert.
Yes. If any anime he ever watched it, that's the only anime he ever watched. Because he's a manly man.
You're the man who has practiced one punch 10,000 times than a man who has practiced 10,000 punches. I fear him. He's going to come in with some hot stuff on that one.
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
And also a Log Horizon review for the last season, I believe. That was during fall.
Yes. Oh. Yes. You know, I started, I saw a little bit of it, like within 15 minutes. I didn't really got through it fully. We're just going to sit down and watch it together, bro. You know, take your take on it.
Yeah, man. Like I said, my opinion on the arc itself. I think it's a great series, but I think they need to chill with these kids. Screw them kids. Screw them kids.
Man. Listen, bro, we all know when they went from the first season to the villain in glasses and the Boston Tea Party and all that, I got me curious. And then the second season come out, I was like, oh damn, they're gonna share more. I was like, damn, they didn't. And then I was like, damn, these kids.
Okay. So yeah, that's the next 2 weeks, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy that, and we're gonna try to get those out, and we're gonna try something a little different. If you've been backlogging or listening to us week to week, we're trying to get better each week. So this, of course.
Yes, I'm trying to establish the ways of the mic and getting better and better at the mic. Don't worry, I'll come through with some hot flames. Stay tuned to my voice.
So I'm gonna do something a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say, all right, so Tokyo Revengers, if y'all don't know, I guess a brief synopsis. This is going to be a spoiler discussion. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I would stop right after the synopsis, go watch it, then come back to the pod and enjoy yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the anime, if you like gang members, if you like going back and correcting the wrongs you made in your life, if you like romance, if you like friendship, I got an anime for you. It's called Tokyo Revengers.
Have you ever felt like you've been a bitch all your life?
Mm-hmm.
Been punked all your life?
Absolutely.
Had the power to go back in time and then punk the niggas that punked you?
I wish.
This is the anime that can change your life.
So, now that we got that out of the way, we're going into spoiler discussion. So, first impressions, first episode, when you were just watching, I remember I was nagging you to watch it.
Yes, because I was like, all right, so I ain't gonna lie, I kind of read it. You said Tokyo Revenge, I read the description, right? And then I was like confused because this dude seemed like a straight up B, you know. I didn't get the whole concept of it, right? Because it didn't say no supernatural powers, like a slice of life fighting. It's real weird. It's like in its own genre because it don't have no powers. The main character is not strong, but there's a story. It's not a slice of life. You can't compare this to a slice of life. And if you would say powers, I guess going back through time would be his power. But at the same time, if you look at it, it's nothing like flashy like that girl that went through time. Like, it's nothing like, boom, there's a big space portal open up and you go through it. No, it says, my man shook his friend's hand, the woman he loves hand, and then,
well, how the power worked was, during the present, he went back in time the first time, and he was talking to the little brother of his old girlfriend from middle school. And he was going with, he was having a rough time and he wanted to impart some wisdom to him. Back in the old days, how he went there the first time was a near-death experience, I believe.
mm-hmm.
He got pushed onto the train. And then I was describing the second time. Why during the first time he shook the boy's hand and went back, and then it was established that how he went back, like shaking the hand of his girlfriend's brother. And I wish I knew his name. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty important character, but that's pretty much how the power worked. My first impressions, myself, I watched Erase. You watched that?
Erased.
Similar concept.
Hmm.
The main character's mom got murdered.
Mm.
And yeah. And he went back in time.
Yeah, I seen that.
To correct, to find out who the murderer was.
There is, yeah. I actually like that. That anime. I was just randomly just looking for anime and then stumbled upon that. I think it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know,
it's actually on Netflix.
It was really good actually, because some random dude. Because it started out this random dude he just saw at the mall, not the mall, but he left the. Well, I say the grocery store with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looked at a guy that he's seen before, but it seemed so familiar. And then next thing you know, the police is knocking down his door, a pool of blood, and his mom laying slumped. And then he went back in time.
Yeah, similar concept. So when I went into the series, I was like, oh well, yeah, this is exactly what I was hoping. This concept will get explored again, because not too many series does this. So, yeah, and for the backdrop to be gangland, which is pretty much was appealing because I enjoy the culture without the actions. Like, I don't condone the actions, but I do enjoy the camaraderie of that culture, I guess.
I got one thing to say though. That anime, the ending I didn't like for it though.
So you want an Erase episode?
Yeah, the Erase episode at the ending, he saved the girl from getting murdered, but then she ended up marrying his best friend. Hello. Oh
man, Erased. Spoiler warning for Erased. Yeah, that's definitely what happened.
So my man almost drowned to death in a car with the murderer, and
it was the same type of deal. He was trying to overcome his own inadequacies. Like, it felt like his life stopped, that day in middle school. That day, in this case, it was elementary school they went back to. Mm-hmm. That day in elementary school, he felt like his life stopped. And it was pretty symbolic that when he actually did something to stop him, he went into a coma and his life literally stopped. And you know who took care of him?
The killer.
The killer. It's kind of like a Joker Batman type of thing. Like,
right.
He was so impressed by this kid. Like he was thinking of ways to outwit the kid because, the police wasn't going to catch him. He was just thinking of ways to outwit the kid. He couldn't go on. And he wanted to kill him personally. And he didn't want to do it while he was asleep. That would have been too easy.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do it with the same kid
while he's alive.
Yeah, and I want to outsmart him.
Apparently, the killer had this obsession with a string over the kid's head. They had like this string over their head with only the killer could see.
Yeah, it's cool too. It was very artistic, the anime too, and without being in your face about it, like Mars Red or something like that. It was very, very cool. Very cool.
I actually, that anime stuck to me. I liked it. It was nice. The plot was strong. The story was impactful. It was not one time I said, damn, this is getting boring. No, it was an impactful anime. And they did the time traveling so perfectly. It was good. The hero was just a boy trying to save all his classmates from dying. There's one... it's just the concept. It was so strong because it was the time travel was done right. Nothing was cheesy. The killer wasn't too OP. But everything was done right. And then if I compare this to Tokyo Revengers, I think I put Erase a little bit over Tokyo Revengers because the main character cries too much.
All right, so this segues into my next question for you, and what we can talk about. Your character, a character that stood out to you in the anime that you liked. Like, what was your favorite character? Which one you were thinking like, yeah, this is pretty great. I like this guy.
The character from 86 Days or 68 Days, because
who are you talking about?
What was it, 80 Days? Was it 80 Days?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one with the gangsters and all that. And my dude had this revenge plot for like 10 years.
Wait, you talking about just anime in general?
No, I'm talking about the character.
He had a revenge plot for 10 years?
Yeah, don't you remember? It was 80 days. Was it 80 days? 87 days?
Nah, I don't. Explain it to me a little more.
Okay, so basically,
like, go past that.
So basically, his family is heading down for dinner, and then next thing you know, there's the three group of people came into the dude's house while the boy was celebrating his birthday, and then they shot up the house, and he saw his mom and dad. Even his little brother died in front of him, but he the one that survived because he didn't ran out of the closet where his mom put him in, and him and his little brother. So this boy had one chance to get away, and he took it. And then they was trying to shoot him, but the dude that didn't shoot the kid in the back, he misfired on purpose.
Okay, so you're talking about the anime 86 Days and the plot of that anime. But we're talking about Tokyo Revengers.
But I'm telling you, the
idea of the character?
The idea of that character, yes. He set on revenge for that long.
Oh, man. Well, I guess I was a little more lighthearted about it than that. I was like, I really liked the redhead dude from his group because I liked his arc. I liked the fact that he was the one who was going to pull out the switchblade. You remember when he was they were throwing down? Mm-hmm. And he was also the one who was influenced most by him, well, pretty much failing him, to be honest. And eventually, when he went back in time and saw his friend, he's realized, oh my God, I have to save him too. It's not just these other people I have to save. I have to save this redhead dude too. And he wanted him to just cut some hair in his hair salon, man, not even worry about it. And it's such a stark contrast, is it not? Like, he kept his, like, in one version of it, he's bald headed, no hair, looking scraggly, scared, working for this gang boss because he don't want to. He had to push his friend into a train.
Yes.
And then you got this other dude, when he fixes it, full head of hair, hair salon.
Yes,
First
like,
customer.
I'm about to do my first haircut today, and you're going to be my first person. I was like, yeah. Takamichi thought he did it right. He thought this was the path everybody should be on, but lo and behold, it wasn't.
All right, so I guess to ask you a question, what was your opinion of the gang leader? Okay,
first of all, this might be a shocker to you, but I figured out the anime a couple of days back. So sit down and open your mind to this. Think about it. You know how Takamichi got the ability to go back in time, right?
Yeah.
And then the objective is so he had objectives. Stop Draco for dying. Help Draco get with Mikey so they won't stop this gang war. Save his girlfriend. And stop all the gang violence that's going on in Tokyo right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I sat there one day and thought about it. The main dude that he has to stop, he met one time, and that's only in passing, right? I'm thinking right now, what happened if that dude also had the ability to go back in time? So it makes sense for why Takamichi each timeline it falters, because he's also going back in time to stop Takamichi from fixing it.
Well, okay. I would say he doesn't mind. I feel like the main bad dude doesn't mind Takamichi fixing other things. Like, let's say your time travel things, right? Like, I don't think he cares about fixing redhead dude's life. I think he cares about influencing Mikey more.
No. Here's the situation. All right. So you have to understand, there's a other dude that has the same ability as you. What is the given point? He's the villain in this story.
So we're gonna reverse Flash?
Yeah, pretty much. He is trying to take out Takamichi. Right? So if we look back at it, how many times Takamichi dodged death when he went back in time and came from going back in time to come back into the present? He got pushed into the train, first of all, went back in time, unlocked his powers, right? Takamichi probably had the powers then when he went back and got pushed into the train, right? He went back in time again to tell his girlfriend's little brother, hey, she's going to die, you're going to die, become better. He became the police officer. He went back in time again, saw his friend that was in charge of a stripper club. His friend told him what happened. And at the same time, if you look behind him, the dude was on the roof listening to the conversation Takamichi was having with his friend. So he smiled and he came to the thought that Takamichi also has that same power. So after that, he went through time the same time Takamichi went in time to kill Takamichi, because in every situation, Takamichi's struggle became harder and harder every time he went back in time. Every time he solved something, there's another problem. The dude that had sin and repent on his hands works for him now. Drake is in jail now. Takamichi saved his life from dying, but the dude sent Drake to jail. So you see, every time Takamichi made a change in the past, that dude make a change in the present.
To screw him over.
For every good thing Takamichi does, that dude would rewrite what Takamichi did to make it completely different. So right now, Takamichi end goal is to save the biker gang, stop the war, and probably kill this dude. Because you can't have another dude fucking up everything you do in the past to affect the present. They have to stop him. And they might have to kill him. So I'm thinking that Tokyo Revengers might just end the arc with the dude dying, or both of them dying.
Yeah, I don't see a series where Drake, Takamichi, Mikey, and the girl lives. I don't see them all living.
Takemichi will die. This is my thoughts. Takemichi will give up his life to save his friends because it's a buildup. Takemichi has seen his friend die 3 times already. Seen his girl died too many times. At this breaking point, Takemichi is now at the point where he's going to become the hero of the story.
True, but I don't think that's the story. Well, I agree with you saying. I just don't think that's like the story they're telling. Like, it's about Takemichi, like his growth. Like, I just think killing him in the end would be like a waste. I think someone important to him dying, maybe Mikey dying or Drake dying.
But it will be the same thing over again, though. Because
him trying to save him.
Yeah.
But there are clear-cut deadlines in the series, though, Mal. Like, remember when he said, if I don't save him by this date or I save him by this date, I can't go back. He can't go back over time. He only can go back to a certain point in time. That lines up with the calendar of that day. So every day he spends like in the present, a day go by in the past. And every day he spends in the past, time goes by in the present. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he can go back and like say like he's just going through the events. And even though the dude's changing the events, the evil guy, I don't think he dies. Like, it ends with him. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't think he dies.
Okay, then then that would be my first ending. The second ending, they find this dude, put him in jail in the present, so he don't have the power to go back into the past and fuck it up.
Oh, okay. Go back into jail, and I mean, if he's in jail, he would just like go to like. We don't know his trigger. That's the problem. Like, we don't know how he.
I feel like his trigger
or his limitations. Like, we don't know.
I feel like his trigger is probably doing something wrong to somebody.
Yeah,
that'll be his trigger.
By the way, while all this is going on, there's some badass fight scenes, dude. So, I would like to ask you in this whole series, best fight scene.
When Mikey and the dude with the sin and penance came on the battlefield, and Mikey get that dude a kick, and he like, oh, this is the first time I ever felt a kick that strong. It's like, yo, Mikey was shocked. He's like, somebody actually blocked one of Mikey's kicks. Everybody was stunned because Mikey has them fast kicks, and nobody never stopped Mikey kicks except for this dude.
Really?
So, yeah,
that was the fight you would go to.
Yes, because all the other fights didn't. Because Mikey's a strong character in the anime, and they took another strong character, and that whole brawl fight right there was beautiful.
Okay, I guess me personally, I would go with the fight where at the very beginning, man. They run in fights down at the like the little theater type of thing, like outdoor theater type of thing with the stands.
The fight club. He's sitting there. Mikey's hasn't been introduced. Drake hasn't been introduced. It was just him, Takemichi being a slave to this asshole, this really mean dude, and he goes down there. And this what got me, the walk he did down there, bro. The walk. Oh no!
Where he just put his hands in his pockets. He looked like Yusuke Urameshi, just walking down the steps like, well, I'll fight you. How about that? He's like, well, everybody just looked around like, what? You fight the boss? Hello? It didn't matter. And then he got his butt whooped the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the classic. You beat him up so bad, the other guy just like, I'm tired of beating on you. So he went to go get a weapon, and that's when Mikey shut it down.
Mm. Oh, yes. Yes, when he's like, go get my bat.
Yeah.
Give me my boot.
Yeah, and like, he and it's very interesting. That situation, the area around it, the fight was terrible.
Mm.
But it looked amazing. You know, him getting his butt whooped. Like the art, it looked amazing. Him getting that bloodied face and getting smacked around, kneed. Like man, they could do an MMA anime, but the that fight in particular I thought was like pretty cool because I loved all the side stuff that was going on. The redhead almost pulling out the knife, his other friends being too punk to like save him. Like it revealed a lot of people's characters at the same time, and it introduced Mikey and Drake. Like, come on. Best fight for me, hands down. All right, man.
I kind of figured that would be your favorite fight because I was like, it wasn't too much of a big situation fight. Even though I would say my second best is when Takamichi went in the back alley and finally fought that dude.
Yeah, that would be my second too.
Yeah, that bullied him for so long, bro. And then my man is such much of a bitch that pulled out a knife. Takamichi stabbed himself, took the knife, and put this nigga in the sleeper hole. I was like, damn, Takamichi up here. Takamichi! Finally got a W. Finally, in this whole anime.
Put that boy to sleep.
Put that boy in a sleeper hole. And then everybody and his goons behind him like, he was weak. Now you have to deal with us. And then Takamichi friends like,
yeah, that freaking jackal.
You're not going to stop. You're not going to hurt our friend. And then cut to scene. His friends are getting their hands beat. Oh my God. Why did they do that? I felt like it was a perfect time to introduce his friends. And I was like, it's going to be a fight scene. Like, yeah, boop, boop, boop. They're throwing hands. Nope. Takamichi friends on the ground getting dragged. The one with the glasses getting dragged.
I think as the series goes on, we'll know more about the other. I think Redhead's dude's arc's probably over. I think he'll be probably okay.
I mean, I feel like, because you remember, he started the whole situation when he pushed Takamichi into the train, right? And then Takamichi went back in time, changed a little bit of stuff, came back to the present. This dude now is running a stripper bar and doing financially well. But you can look at this dude. If you look at this dude, he looked like he went through some shit.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter about your financials when your soul taken.
Bro, I'm telling you.
It's gone, bro. Yeah, his soul's gone.
He told him before he jumped off the building, Takamichi, you have some type of power to go back to time. And that's what that will add to my series, not my series, my thoughts. That the fact that how did he knew that Takamichi had the ability to go back in time? And then how he remembers he pushed Takamichi in the train and Takamichi is fine. It's like so much shit happened there that how did he know? That's what I'm saying. In passing, I'm pretty sure the dude that convinced this dude to kill Takamichi told him, me and Takamichi has a power to change time. And that's how he knows.
Let's not forget, like, this dude was so in tune with how first he knew who to target Mikey. I'm talking about the evil guy. He knew who to target Mikey. He knew who to get rid of, Drake. He knew who to manipulate to try to cause a coup, which was the whole situation with their friend.
Exactly.
And Petter, something like that. Mm-hmm. And he had to. His friend had to go to jail, so he started the whole coup with and Mikey being the cool dude that he is, especially when Drake's around. He let him back in. Mm-hmm. So like, to understand, he almost has as much as a knowledge of the inner workings of that group than Takamichi does. So he probably knows. This guy probably knows Mikey and Drake in some fashion, or maybe in some timeline he knew them. You can remember that the original timeline, Mikey and this guy's group, the guy with the glasses, he they were the combined gang that was causing troubles, which eventually led to the death that started it all,
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that is a good segue to start talking about this girl, man, she's the main reason this series exists. Is she not?
Yeah. Takamichi's doing all this for one particular girl. Yep.
Yeah, it's very interesting. A girl he hasn't even interacted with since middle school, because middle school was around the time that, remember it's important to remember the original timeline to understand the current Takamichi that we have, right?
Yes.
The current timeline was he was 25, 26, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think he's 28. No, he's 28.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Hey, he was living, but remember it was 10 years ago, right? So he would have to be 25, somewhere around there, because to be in high school. And he was living alone, and he saw the news, and he saw her die, pretty much. That's hard. She died.
That's her and her brother died on that day.
Yeah, and that shocked him, and it was like a slight recollection of, oh yeah, I used to know these people. So he disconnected. For someone who still has connections with their childhood friends, I know it takes effort and real understanding of how a person evolves over time. They're not always going to be the same person. Mm-hmm. So instead of doing that, he decided to run away from his friends. He decided to be I'm going to, and not for the better. Some people like to get out of a situation for the better. He went out of a situation and it was worse. It was worse. He just became lonely. He didn't have because judging by how his friends looked up to him, they really liked him. So at the occurrence of, I know I'm kind of jumping around now, but at the occurrence of when he was in middle school and they first fought those guys, Takamichi was the man, dude. The first time they fought those dudes and they were looking for the other dudes to fight, and they were like, oh yeah, we're going to go head over there and clap some cheeks because, yeah, we got Takamichi. And when they ran into those grown dudes, them high schoolers, bro, that's when they became slaves and got their butt whooped. But before that, we got to understand that was Takamichi's group. That was so he was an established. His soul got broken, and it was a turn of events where he let one situation influence the rest of his decisions throughout the whole course of the show.
Because he thought his cousin was a big man on campus, and then turns out he was their errand boy.
Yeah, he was the way. He thought he was the way in. Yeah, but he was the way into some trash.
I'm telling you, that was so funny because they was like, "Hey, Takamichi, ain't your cousin a part of that gang? Because your cousin." They thought because his cousin was part of this gang, they affiliated because they thought his cousin led the gang. Ain't wrong.
Yeah, so original. So it's the same guy, but I think the show is about second chances. Original Takamichi's timeline was sad, depressing, and it had a tragic end. If you think about it, if he didn't have this power to turn back time, he was a slave in high school.
Yep.
Trash.
Work at a
convenience store. Which is not wrong. I'm just saying, but his apartment was a mess and he was lonely. He had no friends over. He made no friends at his job.
He had no friends, no family members.
He was scared to do anything. And then his life ends with someone pushing him into
a train. Yeah, that would be the saddest anime in the whole world, bro.
Exactly, but that was his life. So this series is so cool because we get to see exactly points in time where he made decisions, because I won't say the wrong decisions, because the wrong decisions for for this reason, I guess, that went against his manhood. Show's very manly. And you and your friends are slaves, and you're just gonna spend your whole high school years and not doing nothing for them, where you're clearly the leader of your group of friends. So you failed them. And he realized that when he went back the first time and relived it, and he said, oh, well, so much other bad stuff. This is why I think like perspective is good. He's like, I already know what my life turns into if I be a hoe here. So I ain't going to be a hoe.
Mm-hmm.
Screw that. Like, but he did it crying. Like, you could say he cried, but it was like, his tears not like Zenitsu's tears. His tears I find very, like from Demon Slayer, his tears are very, they make sense. His tears make sense, man. Because this isn't a high school, a middle school. This is a sad, grown man. Okay? This is a man who went through some trash. So he already scarred. He's already broken. Like, and then he got to go back and relive it. And then, you know, the saving her gave him purpose. I think she's important. Like, she's a good character, like the girl.
Because she is the one that's changing Takemichi. Takemichi is jumping through these hoops because of her. She is physically, or basically the adult version of Takemichi is learning that.
Because she treats him better. She treats her better.
Exactly. For every little shit that he went through, getting his ass beat, getting punched in the face, getting jumped and all this, the minute he goes to his girl house and she looks at Takemichi, smiles, puts some ice on his face, but
that's only something original like the adult Takemichi would understand and appreciate. You remember when he jumped back after the first success? Didn't he jump back to he almost got his willy sucked, bro, by some blonde?
Oh yeah, bro. That but we can't act like that blonde whole situation was to get Drake jealous, because that's Drake's girl.
Yeah, she was trying to thought up.
But we can't act like
we can't. Takemichi's trying. I'm telling you, his kid self, when he's not controlling him, is kind of trash.
Yes.
I think that's the point here. And I think they're establishing that he is a different person, because even the girl sees it. Like, he's all like, oh, you're a little different right now. Like, are you not trash right now? Like, yeah, I like you. I appreciate what you do for me. And that's to get your willy sucked? That's what you appreciate?
Bro, listen. That scene was hilarious because Chief Bonfa said, look at him. All Drake cares about is his gang and Mikey, not me.
As you should. Drake, but Drake is wise beyond his years, because he understands, you know, especially with the scenes with Mikey. But let's talk about Drake real quick, since I'm talking about him. What's your opinion on him?
Drake? Yeah, you're right. Drake is all right. Mikey and Drake are not related.
Not at all.
But Drake look out for Mikey like his little brother.
Yeah.
Because Drake is the older one, and he knows that it's hard. Because when they went to the hospital, and after they told me the story of the dude got his ass beat and his girl got raped
in front of him.
In front of him? They came to the hospital. Drake grabbed Mikey's head and bowed down. Mikey's like, why are we bowing our heads? We're going to kill these dudes. You have to have respect for the parents, man. Their daughter almost died. She got raped. And then even as she get out of the hospital, she will not be the same at all anymore.
Yeah. And a lot of my friends who are like in that life, they always say like they consider people who are not in the life civilians. Like, especially people who are really like doing that stuff. Like, they consider it like, okay, you in it or you out of it. And that girl wasn't in it. And Drake saw her as a victim. Not someone in the gang per se, because Mikey will seek man's justice. Heaven won't judge those people.
Exactly.
Mikey will. And if you doing that, see, Mikey thinks we're square after that. Well, Dre understands. Okay, we got to be respectful. These people want to. We're the reason why she's in that situation.
Because she got with a gang member.
Yeah, but we're the reason. Because we exist. The reason. I don't think she knew he was a gang member. He wasn't even the gang member. He was the brother.
Of the gang member. Yes.
Yes. So it's like, yeah, that was just trash. And that's why dude was so mad. And he said, Mikey, bro, you the baddest dude I know. You the leader. Are we riding? And Mikey just looked at him all like, are we riding? Hello?
That's not even a question.
Is that a question? We riding? And I was like, wow, this is so hype, bro. But then it broke down into what, Drake agreed with Mikey every step of the way, but it broke down to like he had to explain to Mikey how things should be done as the leader. Like Mikey doesn't have that trait. He's a good leader because he cares about everybody.
Yeah, he got that from his brother. Which we have that. I feel like they should I don't know. Mikey's brother has not really been explained, but Mikey, that's a little bits and pieces of like what his brother used to be. He used to lead the gang that Mikey now leads. Right? They was all family that look out for each other and all that. That's where Mikey character comes from. Mikey's trying to copy his brother. Basically trying to be like an image of like how his brother is. His brother was strong. His brother was fast, lived life on the edge, but he respect his friends.
I compare him to like a prince or something. He's like a privileged gang member. He's from good stock. He knows how it's supposed to go. He knows how it's supposed to work. He knows why it works and why people let them operate the way they do. So he knows that part perfectly. It's the human side. I think maybe just maybe, this is my opinion. Maybe Mikey's brother was both Drake in some cases and Mikey. Like he was like a mixture of both. And they need both for the gang to be in a good place. That's what I think. I think you need both Mikey and Drake for the game. You need Mikey's strength and his compassion and all that stuff, and Drake's good mind and understanding and toughness, and you need them both. And remember the time, I always go back to the timeline because it's cool how things change. Remember in the timeline when Drake wasn't there, Mikey fell to this dude's influence. So maybe Mikey's opinion probably was, well, as long as my gang is safe, it doesn't really matter about anybody else. So I don't really care. Mm-hmm. That probably was his opinion. If we reference that with his actions and how he thought and how he reacted to Drake's teaching him things, that probably, but he was very appreciative of Drake. Let's not get that twisted. He wasn't like, oh yeah, screw this guy. He was like, thank you. Like it was a brotherhood. It was, they got mad at each other, but it wasn't like, it was like you get mad, you blow up, and then you move on.
Throughout all this, I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro.
No, you fine, bro.
Throughout all this, we seen Takemichi's redheaded friend, right?
Yeah.
We don't see the rest of his friends.
Not at all. Yeah, that was your original point, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen the adult version of the girl, right? We see the adult version of the brother.
Yeah.
We've seen the adult version of Drake. We've seen the adult version of the dude with the tattoos on his hands.
Yeah, even the trash can who was trying to do those fancy moves, and we see he's a construction worker. Bro, you a construction worker, bro.
We've seen all these people, during all this time, where is Mikey? Where is Mikey?
I would guess he's still tied up in that game.
But at any given point, All right, we seen Drake in jail. Why he's in jail? Because he got involved with that dude.
Yeah, one way or another, he wants to get Drake away from Mikey. That's much is clear.
Yeah, and the best way to get away from Drake, get Drake away from Mikey, put this nigga on death row.
Yeah.
This nigga been on death row for what? They say about 10 years?
Yeah.
And his sentence has not gone through yet. But he's in prison. He can't go nowhere. He's locked up forever. I don't think during all this time, where is Mikey?
I don't know. It's like such a big jump in their gang too. Like from the crimes they commit as a gang, it's kind of like a really badass neighborhood watch half the time. But to when it's influenced by this evil dude, it becomes like, oh yeah, Drake's on death row. Redhead dude's committing suicide. Like, dude must be cracked.
Because if we look back in the episode where Drake got shanked or stabbed, Mikey was acting like the leader. He's like, hey, stop crying. Drake gonna pull through. Drake pulled through, right? Then we saw Mikey in the corner crying because Drake pulled through. This man, Mikey, loved Drake because he see Drake as a brother. His another brother, bro. Family. All I'm saying is, in this whole writing, where the fuck is Mikey?
Who knows, bro?
Mikey loved Drake. He family. Mikey whole situation in childhood is family. I don't want to see Mikey as an adult right now because I feel like the writers probably changed Mikey as an adult.
Nah, I think actions. You can see in his character that the gang and Drake is making him human. Other than that, he's just a weapon.
Because, right? Well, think about it, though. What did Drake say in the prison? We had a bunch of fun times in Takemichi. And if he had the chance to go back in time and change anything, he will do it again. Nothing will change. Because spending time with Takemichi, Drake. Also, I got one question. When these niggas in the bathhouses, when did Drake get extra full head of hair?
Can't shave, I guess.
I'm confused because you see he has that little long tail mohawk, right?
Yeah.
In the bathhouse, when did my man get a full head of hair?
I don't know, bro. I couldn't tell you.
So I'm like, wait, who is that dude? They say that's Drake. I was like, what? How? My man has a mohawk. So you telling me that his hair is so magical, so he all right. So he pushed up all his hair in the light. Bruh, listen. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that because I'm like, all right? We all know how mohawks work. A single line down your head of hair, right? This is what Drake has for a hairstyle in the anime. When this man went to a bath, he had a full head of hair. How, my guy? Did he also had a barbershop there too?
I don't know, bro.
I need to know because that flip mode me. I was like, wait. So you telling me that this thing got a full head of hair?
All right,
so the mohawk.
Y'all, if we're talking about things that made us like so cracked about that show, I was like, look at this. When he went back, okay, and talked to the boy, he talked to this boy one time, dude. One time, stranger, complete stranger. And he becomes a cop just off of that one conversation. Houseway.
Think about it. The boy was like, I like to say 8, 9 years old, 10, is that?
I can't remember I remember the news report at the beginning may have mentioned him as the detective on that case. Probably. What I think
no, he was not a detective. He wasn't, because I remember, because you have to sit there and think.
Okay.
The second episode, he said, after you talked to me in the park, I dedicated my life to becoming a detective so I can solve the murder of my sister. Remember, that what drove him to become a detective. When he died in the first episode, when they said him and his brother died, the girl and the brother died, he was not a detective. There was civilians.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
It's when Takemichi talked to him that gave him that drive to become a detective. Because think about it, when the minute they met up, he said, Takemichi, after we talked, I found everything surrounding Tokyo's gang members. This dude is in charge. This in charge. My officers gave me this information. This dude live here. That's how he became a detective. He became a detective to solve the case, to solve the point where he can save his sister's life. So, and doing, like, you can see that every time this dude tries something, it always falters because his sister always died. Every time Takemichi went back in time, his sister died some way. Sister died in Tokyo Park. Sister died in a car crash. Sister died in an explosion. His sister always dies.
That might be the thing you can't change.
I feel like, I told you, that's why I'm telling you, the dude must have the power to go back in time too.
Yeah.
But here's the situation I don't get. Why this girl holds so much power, this dude sway? I feel like,
you know what would be cooler though, as a counter theory? What if the dude can't go back in time? He's just that smart. Like, he's just that good at manipulating people.
Ain't no way. Because the manipulation comes out of...
Let me present like a counter. I was thinking about it. Let's present like a counter to your, he must know. Well, maybe he sent his friend to kill him because he was just a loose end. You know? That's all. Like, he was a loose end in his, just to destroy people. He just wanted to destroy this redhead dude. He's like, go kill your old best friend, the only person you like, bro. Go ahead.
All right, then here's the counter argument to your counter argument. Okay.
It could be just trash.
Here we go. If you would have said this dude still did the whole situation where he stabbed the other guy, went to jail, okay, your point will be proven. But in the timeline, Takemichi saved his life. He became a hair salon, cut hair and everything. This dude lived an upright life, right? This dude lived a life.
Because Takemichi made sure, I think whoever comes in contact with this dude, listen to me. Takemichi he never gets rid of the problem of the dude in the timeline. You get what I'm saying? He still exists in the timeline. So as the days go by, he can still influence people in really bad ways until he goes after that guy and make sure he cannot influence no one's life. Because remember, as soon as he doesn't influence red-haired dude's life, he has a good life. Think about that. Every time he pulls someone out from his influence, they live or something like that. Yes, he comes up with a new plan just to achieve the same goal, to make sure Drake and Mikey are separated. That's his goal. So he's going to keep trying different things, even though Takemichi keeps fixing it, right? He's just going to keep trying different things, and the same bad things will happen because this dude is just despicable. This dude is Yosemite Sam trash. Okay?
Bro, he's bad. This dude is literally... All right, so if this dude is doing all that... All right, so you say at any given point, no matter how much Takemichi changed in the present, this dude... midway from the present, like, all right,
yeah,
so
because remember, there is still time in between the present and the past, so he's still got time to be trash. It's just he has no reason to be influence the red-haired dude anymore, I think. Like, okay, I will give you this to your point. It is pretty suspicious that he happened to be on that rooftop, but I still think he just enjoys people doing terrible stuff. Like, he knew this would break him. Maybe he did hear about the time travel thing. This is possible. Yours is very much possible. I'm just saying, I'm presenting a counterpoint where he could just be trash. Like, he couldn't not have the power. He could just have a way of knowing what would happen without having the power.
But then how would he have a way of knowing unless he knows that power exists in Takamichi?
True. So I think the present him figured it out. And that's when he went to go kill Takamichi. But I don't think the past him knows. I just think the past him is just trash. So I think he's going to keep getting attempts on his life in the present directly at him. And then the past is going to be towards other people. Because remember, the attempt on his life wasn't towards him. It was towards Drake. Remember, he is inserting himself in situations that someone else's life is in danger. So, of course, his life will be in danger. So if this guy is doing this, he's going to try to stop that. Yeah, okay, you're going to try to stop that, but your life's in danger, buddy. You know? And that's why he said he was weak. I want to save Drake, but I'm too weak. But he said, screw it anyway. I'm just going to go try anyway. So I don't think the guy needs the power to be. I think that would kind of cheapen it to me. I don't, because I remember in a race, the guy didn't have the special power. He just was trash. He was just still trash. He kept going back because he never got rid of the problem. He hasn't gotten rid of the problem yet. Now, the problem is Glass's trash man.
All right,
that's
here's the situation. All right, so the dude didn't know who was the killer in the race. He didn't know who was the killer.
Yeah.
So that's true. How can you? And on top of that, he's a child at that point. He's a child. So
I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying.
No, but
he hasn't got to do it yet.
No, you're right. The point is, in a race, he's a child. He's limited. Here's the situation he figured out, though.
Yeah.
It all started with the first girl that ever died. The girl that he's trying to save now. She was the first. Right? If he can stop her from dying at a point where the killer kills her, it changes, right?
True.
So let's say I'm forgetting a little bit of a race, but I'm pretty sure did he save her?
Yes, he did save her, but
he still continued to kill everybody else on the list.
Yeah, exactly. So
even his friend that looked like the girl, but actually was a boy.
Yeah, you see, I think. Okay, so that's the point. You have to get rid of the cancer. Like, if you have a tumor, you have to remove it. Simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. So as long as this guy is able to control that other game, because he obviously the repentant guy that he's obviously, they're gonna be the central villains of the present arc. There's two different arcs: the past and present arc. The past arc central villain is probably going to be that gang he's starting up. Mm-hmm. The eventual gang that combined with Mikey's gang, or maybe took it over. And that present never changed. That never changes because, yes, he saved Drake's life. Okay, but he still can be manipulated to that point where you can remember Drake is not a particularly smart tactical fellow. He's honorable. He's so he can be lured into situations like being in jail for 10 years without him having this crazy power or knowing it would happen. Takamichi has the advantage of knowing it can happen, and he still can't screw with this dude because that's how evil this son of a gun is.
Here's the situation. All right. This might get you. All right. Okay. So the timeline when Drake's supposed to die didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
The timeline of Takamichi death save of Drake happened, right? Mm-hmm. So this dude convinced Drake to commit murder, kill somebody.
Yeah. Probably held something over his head. Maybe the girl, maybe the blonde-haired girl, something.
I feel like, and I shit you not, I feel like he told Drake that he has the power to go back in time. And at any given time, he can kill Takamichi or Mikey. That's the only way you hold power over Drake.
Okay, that's decent.
Because I feel like during the time he told, hey, I can go back in time and kill Mikey or Takamichi whenever I want. Unless you do this for me.
Okay, but how about this? How about if he just says, "Yo, how if I told you he manipulated that situation to the point where Mikey wasn't supposed to save Drake in that first situation. That's how far and away he manipulated the situation in effect. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how much. So to your point, I could see that maybe he came up with another plan knowing Takamichi would interfere in the middle, like countermeasures. Like, I'm going to send 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys, right? Maybe the first plan was just to send over the first guy to distract Mikey and then like kill, maybe he made an audible. Or it could be simple as this. Drake, it somehow lived. So because he lived, a new set of circumstances occurred. The guy is so smart, he probably took into account that those circumstances would happen. Because remember, he has this super powerful dude who can take Mikey's kick at his command. And he has a gang already ready to go. And the gang in the future is top dogs, no doubt, in the city. Like, they're destroying the city.
But I feel like his manipulation thing is a power too.
Ooh.
Because think about it. He's having a sway over these people.
Somehow, yeah.
No one. Because think about it. Every time, like, this redheaded dude always killed Takamichi or he commits suicide.
Yeah.
And why is it the last thing that comes out this dude had mouth, Takamichi, please go back in time and save everyone? Why is that always being brought back up?
Okay, yeah, that is fishy. I'll give you that. I just was presenting. Maybe he just really smart, but yeah, that was you got something
because he said it too. He said it 3 times.
Yeah, why would he know that? That's
so because I'm sitting here thinking he said it the first time, coincidence, right? He said it the second time, okay, fishy. The third time, this man is a whole barber cutting hair. He said it while he killed Takamichi's girlfriend while in the car, and the last thing he said, Takamichi, while he's not in the car, Takamichi, our crybaby hero, please go back in time and save us. Why? How does he know all this? Why is it that he knows this? Something's off.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he said it in different aspect of his life that he don't know. He don't know these people. These aspects of his life, he don't know because it never happened to him. These aspects, all know Takamichi can go back in time. These are 3 different aspects. One when he went to jail, one he's a barber, the other one he's selling drugs. How all 3 of these aspects he know that he committed a crime, right? So I'm just saying he has to know.
Okay.
But on that note, I think we should try to wrap it up here.
Got it. All right, man. All right. Final thoughts. Are you excited for season 2?
Of Tokyo Revengers?
Yeah.
Bruh, if they're making season 2, bruh, the story have to come. They have to hit. It has to hit.
Okay. And your final rating for the show? I know it's not a review. We don't review stuff, but you know.
If I have to review, I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a man's justice out of 10.
Because there are a couple things I have a problem with, and I think the rest of the episodes will come out. It will solve it.
Can I revise my Rory Kenshin review, guys? Yeah. I gave Rory Kenshin's man's justice out of 10. I'll give Tokyo Revengers 1 Takamichi cry out of 5. There we go. There we go. Well, guys, thank you for listening to episode 6 of Forever in High School.
Ooh, episode 6.
Yes, and I'm so glad to be doing it with Malzahar, and it's so blessed and grateful for all of you guys and who decided to watch and give. Remember, we're gonna have that Dragon Ball Z discussion, baby.
Oh yes, I can't wait.
Long Horizon review and much more in the coming weeks.
Yeah, fuck them kids. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Later.